in it.
I'll do it right now.
What would you rather do?
I can do it right now.
Go ahead and start.
Because we're already recording.
True. Oh, are we?
I literally just started it then. So yeah, basically, you know this, Nathan. I've been wanting to start a podcast for the longest time. Like, I've thought about it for a long while. I actually wanted to start it properly.
I'm going to stop playing this because it's going to keep doing that. Sorry to do this to you, but...
Like, actually start it about a month or so back, but just getting people to do it, all the technical side, it's just been a nightmare, really. So finally, we're here. We've got Nathan.
Hello.
Say hello. Hello. And me, Dan. Probably know me off the gaming channel, or you might not. We don't know. But basically,
You might know me from talking.
Yeah. Your voice has been in a little bit. It has. So, Nathan, could you tell us a bit about yourself as we go?
What do you even say here? Hi, I'm Nathan. I am one of Daniel's friends.
That's true.
And I also like the idea of a podcast. So when Daniel mentioned doing a podcast, I was very interested in joining. And yeah.
There we go.
What else do you really say?
I don't know. I think Nathan is a great guy. You know,
you happy with that?
One of the best people ever.
Thank you, Dan.
He's got a
you
great
too.
haircut, and he's got AirPods, and it's amazing.
Quarantine trim, innit?
Quarantine trim.
Thank you, Dan.
Right. So Nathan, what we're going to start off with is like, bloody hell, this year, it's just not stopped, has it?
It really hasn't.
It just hasn't stopped. I've got a little list here, right, on my phone. It says 2020 so far. January 2nd, a third state of emergency was called in New South Wales, Australia, as the bushfires started in Australia.
Was that before? Wait. Okay, sorry, carry on. You tell me what you...
That was the first thing. And then on the same day, Iranian General Qasem Soleimani, I don't know how to pronounce that, was killed in a US drone strike. And then on January the 7th, coronavirus, coronavirus was basically started, pretty much, or it was discovered that it was started. January 8th, Prince Harry and Meghan left the royal family. January 26th, Kobe and Gigi Bryan, along with several other passengers, died in a helicopter crash.
Did his daughter die as well? I don't know if more than that. It's really sad. Even though I'm not a big basketball fan, but either way,
it's a real shame because he was obviously...
He's a legend either way, do you know what I mean?
Legend in the sport, yeah. January 31st, we leave the EU officially. March 11th, coronavirus is declared a pandemic.
That is mad to think about. That was like over 3 months ago. I
know. That's insane. It's been such a long time in lockdown, and that's where the list ends for some reason. But we've been in lockdown for a good while.
Much has happened since, though.
And then George Floyd was murdered by a cop.
Oh, yeah.
I don't actually know the date of that.
I didn't forget.
But, of course, that started a massive movement, the Black Lives Matter movement, which is huge because nothing has ever really come to the forefront of attention quite like this has.
No.
Really. Nathan, have you got any... Because it's been so prevalent in the media, we can now have this movement, and it's been massive. But how much of a difference do you really think it's going to make?
Sorry, like, can you expand, like, which?
The whole, like, all the protesting, everything going on social media.
I very much love the fact that all of it's happening, and it's all, like, I don't know, like, hopefully it can make a change to the world. And I'm very, very, like, happy about that. But obviously, there's a big problem with the rioting. Whether that's like obviously it's built up anger. Whether that's like you can't let someone off on rioting because it's built up anger.
The thing about the rioting is it defeats the whole purpose and the whole message of what
the peaceful protest
they're actually trying to do.
And it's not always the people who are trying to protest that are doing you see these looters
Which I
Are they
don't
not
think
just
they're
coming
really.
to get the
They're just
stuff,
using this as an excuse to go and steal stuff, which isn't good.
which is completely disgusting.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. That's disgust is the word that's been used so much. I don't think there's really a word that can properly describe the contents of the video.
no.
It just is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I watched it, and I didn't really know that he was actually killing him by leaning on his neck. I thought that he like shot him because I didn't really know the full story. I just sort of saw someone put it on their Instagram. I just clicked on it and watched it, and
Mm-hmm.
it
And then
was
you
horrendous.
realised that it was. It is absolutely disgusting.
Because I really didn't think that kind of shit happened. Genuinely didn't think that happened anymore. You know, and that's probably a lot of people's views. A lot of people just don't know
about it.
But now, there's no real excuse.
In a way,
Everyone...
we are very lucky in the way we don't know the stuff. Like, it's very bad that we don't know, but we're lucky enough to be in a nice area, nice place, brought up nicely, where we wouldn't even consider that possible to happen.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It's just because, like, sort of, I guess, the naivety or just not being told as a young person living in the UK, because that doesn't happen a lot in the UK. It just doesn't. Although racism is an underlying issue. Is an underlying issue everywhere. It's nowhere near as bad.
Yeah.
If you look at the stats. But of course, it all needs to change.
Incidents still happen though. But
it does. But if you look at the stats for like specifically police brutality as a hate crime towards black people, it's
nowhere near.
It's literally like 500 times more, something like that.
Yeah, cases. It is ridiculous.
Which is insane, and it's terrible. It happens so much. And something obviously needs to change. But like, I guess we're not.
Do you think it will?
I don't know, because the general consensus.
I'm sure there will be some change, but I'm not convinced there's never going to be full change, because there's always going to be narrow-minded people in the world. That can never change.
Yes, hopefully, what can happen is few hundred years in the future, things like this will just sort of be completely sort of gone and forgotten about as old generations slowly go away, which is, I suppose, the generations with the more sort of ignorance, I suppose. Not everyone, obviously, but they have a high proportion.
So I don't understand what you're saying.
As in, like...
Which generation's more ignorant?
Just the older ones.
The older ones? No, I do understand that.
So, like, the idea is that in hundreds of years, people will basically have forgotten that it'll just sort of be history. Things that people learn about, they're like, wait, really? And no one will
even... just how we're shocked at stuff like how they used to behead people back hundreds and
like
years ago. Like,
not even like subconsciously, people just won't make assumptions about people based on their race, because people of all races live in all sorts of different places. It won't be different.
And it's also about, if you're raised in a place where there is no racism, how can you be racist? Because there is no... If that idea is not put in your head, you're not going to have the idea. Does that make sense? So
no, that's exactly it. But I think that even from a young age, you see it more subtly in places. I don't know if you can relate to this, but...
Like, what do you mean? Like example?
When I was, like, quite young, say, like, 6 or 7 or whatever, growing up, and you sort of, like... Obviously, things in primary school, kids are a bit stupid. You hear kids saying things.
Yeah.
First off, in, like, the playground.
And in a lot of cases, they don't understand.
Yeah.
That it's rather than a nasty thing being said, it's sometimes them just being curious and asking.
One side of it, but that's just kids being kids. When you get to what I'm trying to say is, like, in the media, just like you'd see, like, for example, like black footballers getting like a bad rap in papers or whatever when they go and like spend a lot of money or something like that.
Right.
Which they're fully entitled to do.
Entitled to do. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. But people are thinking how they got the high-paid jobs or whatever. And they weren't literally saying that, but that's what comes across.
And that's what they're implying.
It's subtle things from just being young. And I thought, well, that's not right. And because they're things that I can't quite pinpoint, but they were there.
Right.
Definitely. And it's hard to describe, but I
know it's a bit off topic, but like just with you mentioning footballers, have you heard about obviously, I'm guessing you have heard about like Marcus Rashford.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. He's always been a great guy.
Definitely.
Marcus. It's absolutely fantastic what he's done. He's just shown how much impact people can have with a following.
Yeah.
And that's just great, whether a footballer or, because he's not a politician, whatever, you can do that.
Yeah.
But what I was saying, like, I remember being young and always sort of, I don't know, I feel like I guess this was within the sort of young naivety or whatever. I sort of always saw like black people in places where you don't often see them, not literal places, but like, say, like presenting the news or something like that.
Oh, okay.
That may have been like less common, or like in anything, I would sort of like always just want them to do well more so than a white person, which is a weird thing because it's from a kid. It's clearly just something that's been built up through seeing them have less chances and opportunity or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's a weird thing to describe, but it was, I don't know, I just remember that as a kid quite vaguely when I was young, which is interesting. Because the thing is, in a lot of areas, a lot of America, it's just not fair. It's not in a lot of places.
Definitely not.
Like, the whole Black Lives Matter thing is, like, the first most important thing that needs to be sorted out is for them to not, black people to not have to fear for their life at the hands of a police officer. That's the first thing that needs to be sorted. But then after that, it's all of the like systemic racism. I'm sure you've seen like posts about that, and
I don't know what systemic means, but
it's like it's quite complicated. But it's basically like areas, like towns, areas that are highly populated with black people are sort of like less funded and less developed on purpose, which is weird, but like it happens in America. It definitely happens. I don't really know it too well, but that's the general idea. And then after that, it's just the opportunities and the lives and the hopes and dreams that people have, and the fact that they don't have equal chance is just terrible, which needs to change. It really does. Yeah. But anyway,
it has slowly, like, stuff has slowly changed over time.
It's getting better. It's definitely getting better. It's in the best, most sort of developed areas, it is nearly there, you would think.
But there are definitely still a lot of, like you say, less developed areas where improvement needs to be made.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know the full extent of it. To be honest, haven't looked into it much.
We never witnessed the full extent of it.
I probably should, really, and we'll do like a proper episode talking about this. But anyway, we can move on from that now. I'll leave some stuff in the description to go donate, sign petitions, all of that stuff. It's great. So we'll move on to the next topic, Nathan. A bit more, bit less doom and gloom and everything.
Bit more lighthearted.
It was just what needed to be said, you know. Right, okay. Yeah. So I've got this anonymous message sent in. We don't know who by. It says, may not be interesting for everyone, which I disagree with, but I'd love to hear about dreams and aspirations for the future. We're at that age now where our life is just about to start fully. So that's interesting in my eyes. Nathan, I'll hand it over to you to go first and tell me what you want to do.
I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement with the fact that we're in that stage of our lives. But obviously there are millions of opportunities that we could go down. But to be honest, in the most open way possible, I just want to make money. That's the aim.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Make money and enjoy what I do. Be happier.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And that's all that you need. That's the thing. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to have a lot of money. That's okay.
No. And I see a lot of people that say money can't buy you happiness. And I understand what they mean with the fact that not just because you got money doesn't mean you've got happiness. But I do disagree to a certain extent. I feel like a lot of stuff that comes with money can be bought. I'm not saying everything.
I think absolutely. Like you can be in a nicer setting, having a nice house is just great.
Definitely.
Just like
makes you feel better.
It makes you feel better, especially if you've worked hard for it, and it's just a place where you can go back to relax after you've done all your hard work and everything. What exactly do you want to do?
What do I want to? Now then, I've since a young age, I've always said accountancy. It is surprising considering I say from a young age. You wouldn't. It's not what you expect. But
1 second, I've got to let the dog out. Go on, mate. Go on.
Okay.
There you go. See you in a bit. Yep.
So, accountancy was just what struck me from being young because of the fact of my strengths. Basically, just purely based on the fact that I am maths is what I'm good at.
Yeah.
And it's quite a lot of maths based, obviously.
You're very good at maths.
I'm very lucky that I'm quite naturally. I do work hard, but I'm quite naturally gifted as well. So I've always wanted to do that, but recently I've opened my eyes a bit to more, the fact that there are more opportunities than just accountancy.
Yeah.
So I've confused myself a lot recently with just wanting to do well and enjoy it at the same time. And that's what I want to do, basically. I want to go to work. I'm not saying, obviously, at work, you're never going to have the perfect time. You're never going to enjoy yourself all the time.
And that's just life, though, isn't it? You're never going to enjoy yourself all the time, whatever you're doing, even if you're a professional footballer.
Not. They have immense, stuff and training, all sorts that, goes unnoticed by a lot of people.
And the struggle's all part of it, though.
Yeah.
And that's why you feel good when you
succeed.
Exactly.
If you work hard for something, it's so much better. And I can say that. And honestly, I work at a pub washing pots.
Yeah.
And as much as that's it's hardly an important job or anything like that. But anytime I now go and buy something, I know that I've, instead of said to my mum or my dad, as much as yes, I could say to my parents, would you buy me this for me? And they probably would. It feels better to be able to just be independent and buy that
and
myself.
That's great. And that's something that you've got now, and you'll carry that work ethic with you all the way. Is there anything else that you said you'd considered other sort of career paths? What do you think?
So being a lawyer or being in the what would you call that? That sort of what I consider doing at college is psychology, sociology, and criminology. Them three look very interesting, and I know they all go together very well. So between the three of them, I could
Sorry, did you say psychology, sociology, and what? Sorry,
criminology.
Criminology, right?
Yeah. Obviously, a lawyer's a great what would you call career from that. But then there's also mental health is very much you learn about a lot of mental health stuff in that. I believe
psychology and sociology are very useful in anything really. They that opens a lot of doors to a lot of different things if you ever change your mind.
Definitely. And and a lot of the time you don't need the qualifications as much as you'd think you would. It's easy to get if you were to have work experience, that's better than certain qualifications sometimes.
Yeah.
As long as you've got basic qualifications for certain stuff, more work experience in that field would be better to an employee, I think.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot as well.
Heard. So college, as much as college is like what we will end up doing, it's just school again in my eyes. And I wish I'd gone into an apprenticeship, but I was very late into looking at them. Never ended up looking at them properly.
But still, I think there's bits about college that are better than high school, and I guess there's bits about high school that are better than college.
Different. Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be
I
interesting.
believe it's a lot more independent at college.
Yeah, that's it.
So, I am looking forward to being independent.
Other than like a career or a job, what kind of things are you looking to do in the future? Just sort of like,
I want a nice car. Definitely want a nice car.
Yeah.
Just obviously, just your standards. I really don't know, and that's really bad because we, like they said, we are getting to that age where I should be getting to know. But I'm so excited for it. But
yeah,
I don't know. Why is someone trying to ring me on Snapchat? Let me decline that. Right. Anyways,
the thing is, a lot of people don't even know what they want to do at this age, and that's fine because you figure it out. I mean, obviously, you got to go to college, but like, you might be doing one job, and then you figure out like 28 that you really love doing skiing lessons or something, just anything.
And one thing I've always loved doing from being quite a young child, skiing.
Oh, it's funny I bring that up.
I know that you said that actually. I loved skiing. I went on a couple of skiing holidays when I was younger, and I loved it. I really did. And I've not been back for a while because of like certain circumstances with like my dad getting injured at skiing because he claims he's good. He's not very good. I'm quite good at it, so I've always loved doing it. But I'd love to go back skiing, and like that'd be a good hobby to have when I'm older because it's like something I could do and enjoy. But I don't know what I'm getting at. But
that's really
all
cool.
I'm saying is I'd love to do skiing.
It's interesting I bring that up.
It is actually.
Right then, should I go now?
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I'm just
right. Okay.
waffling.
The thing is, I'm not too sure exactly what I'm gonna do straight away, but I am going to UTC at Media City College to do film studies and BTEC film and TV. I don't know what I'm gonna do after that. You're a lot more
prepared than I am.
Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do after that, really. Apparently from there you can go straight into some stuff that like BBC and ITV, which would be great. But you know what? I don't know. Like when I first wanted to go there, my idea was that I'd be a director and a writer. But obviously
films
for films at first, but now I'm like, I don't know, I've been getting into TV more recently. I've been watching way more TV shows than film. So I don't know yet. But like a lot of directors.
I mean, there are a lot of opportunities from that.
Yeah, directors and writers
opportunities
are most often above middle-aged.
Right.
With the idea that to tell a really good story, you need to have lived
experience.
Which I understand that. I get that. Which is why I'm obviously not going to do it straight away. But it's just an ambition of mine eventually that I'd love to get to. Before that,
what would you think before that?
I don't know. I mean, recently I've been thinking like maybe be like a TV presenter of some kind of show or something like that. Something that's like not a fiction, not a TV show or film. I don't know. I mean, like, literally, I'm not that sure, but there's plenty of stuff that I could go into.
You're right there. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Do you ever get scared of the thought?
Scared of?
The thought that we are now at that age. Like, back to the question, we are now at that age that we are literally about to go into our lives.
Oh yeah, I go to my mom all the time. Like, how do you pay taxes? What the hell's? And she's like, you shouldn't.
The lack of I want to just go off on one now. The lack of education we get on that is ridiculous.
Oh,
They're
isn't it
teaching
just?
us. They're teaching us how to find the side of one side of a triangle with the other two sides in one angle. Like, how are you going to teach us that
Just get
and
a
not
ruler.
teach me how to pay my taxes? In it, like.
Oh,
I get
it's
that
ridiculous. It is.
It's.
We needed more PD lessons.
Definitely.
We needed more PD
was
lessons. They're so important.
essential.
As a compulsory thing, I don't know. I feel like school's a bit broken.
There are, but they do. There's so much stuff that like is well thought out. Do you know what I mean? It's not It's not like you can't like our school was great in a way.
No, yeah. As much as people slate school, it's not a problem with our. I think our school was very good, and I think a lot of the teachers at
our school was
were
amazing,
great.
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
If any of them are
We're
watching,
very fortunate
honestly,
in that way.
All of my teachers, brilliant. That's
I'd
all I'll
say.
Agree. But like,
can't bait any single ones out.
No. But I think there's a couple of problems with the actual education system itself.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't know what to do to change them because I don't know anything about it. But
just like certain things like tax, insurance.
Yeah.
Like teachers.
Yeah. I go to my mom and I'm like, how the fuck do I get a house? How do I get a house? And she's like, well, you probably just live here for a long time. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. But I don't know.
My dad will teach me that. Like I will obviously get, but there are people that aren't that fortunate to be like.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't want to like get like too thingy with it, but like, not everyone does get like my parents can just teach me.
Yeah.
There's some people that maybe the parents aren't very educated on it either. Parents live in maybe a lot of debt. Like they do need teaching properly.
Yeah, I think
and you don't get that really. And that's where people can like lose out in life and become in a bad situation because of stuff like that.
Like, I'm not very sort of like money driven like you are, which is fine. Like that's completely okay. But I do really want a really, really nice house. Like a really, really nice house. That's just like it's just so cool. I don't know.
I feel like being money driven for me is fine. But once it starts getting to be a negative how money driven you are, that's when it needs to change. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like being money driven is fine. It's just when you let it take over things. Like, does that make sense? Am I chatting?
Like it's not all for the money; it's for the achievement.
Money isn't the most important thing, is what I'm saying. Yeah, money isn't the most important thing in the world. But having a hunger to get money is like a lot of people will have that, and it is a good thing. But it's just
not a bad thing at all. And being financially secure isn't a bad thing. It's great because
that's great. Yeah.
You can have so much like people talk about experience over that, but once you have a great job and everything, you love your job because you want to get more money, so you keep working at it. You give yourself plenty of time to relax and have great experiences. You know, which I'm sure we will.
As much as money is important, you need to keep your mental well-being first over money. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I feel like I don't know. I feel that my sort of hobbies on the side, I'm kind of like more passionate about than what my job will be. And I'm fine with that.
What do you have hobbies, ideas?
Like, it's all like fitness related. So like I played football for however long. Like I'm not very good at football. I know that, but I enjoy it.
You're a very decent player, Dan.
Like, I've obviously not played it for that long, but it's great. I think started like 3 years ago.
You enjoy it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and then obviously I've got I go to the gym regularly, not anymore, but
the quarantine
closed.
Imagine.
And I do my athletics. I joined an athletics club late last year, and that's just stuff that I'm always going to carry on doing, and I think is great.
It is great that you have something to be passionate about, definitely.
And if I can go anywhere with that, I don't know. But if I can, that's great. If not, that's perfectly fine. I'm happy to have it on the side, you know.
Yeah,
But then,
I understand that.
and that doesn't mean to say I don't like film. I really do. But
But you want hobbies as well.
I've got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think,
A
obviously,
little smirk.
you can change your mind. Do you want kids?
Now.
No, not now. Not now.
No. I mean now. Right, that is a question. That really is a question. I like the idea of family. I do. I absolutely adore my family as well, and I love having a sibling. That is like having a sibling is really like got me through a lot of stuff. But the idea of having children in one respect is so scary. Like I don't want to sound like a way, isn't it?
It just is though.
It is
because like so many people sort of like have kids just sort of for the sake of it because it's the dumb thing.
Yeah,
and
you don't have to have kids.
No, and don't raise them properly. Like you know what I mean? It's you have to assess a lot of things, and I think obviously you'd be.
I think I'll definitely have kids though. When you say that, I definitely would think I will have kids. But the thing for me is whether I would want to have kids extremely early or quite late. In the respect of, I'd love to be the dad that's always like, yeah, I'll take you out, I'll do that, like I'll go and play football with you at the pitch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Dead active dad.
Yeah,
that would be sick. But I do not want to lose a lot of, like, because it's expensive having a child,
and it takes up so much of your life, like we've already said. You know, it's
you need to spend a lot of time on that as a parent, and you need to spend a lot of money on that, and it's making sure that I would have the financial side of it. Then I wouldn't want to be, like I say, really old.
Yeah,
when I'm having
children, I mean, I guess there's a balance to it, and you could also try and stay as active as you can into your later years.
That is true.
Like,
but obviously there are like worries, like some people can't keep as active in a way. And
I understand. Like
maybe I don't know.
People get injuries
until I get there. Yeah, like I might be an injury-prone person when I'm older.
I'm an injury-prone person. I feel like one day I'm going to break my shin. My dad's done it a million times, really badly. It's got a bump about this big on it. Yeah. And I have shin splints all the time. I've never broken a bone, but they're very sore all the time.
So does that mean you have like weak shins? Is that what it is?
Yeah, like brittle bones.
Do you drink a lot of milk?
I drink a fair amount. I would say I drink about a pint of milk most days.
Right. So it's not like a calcium deficiency or anything like that. It's not like
well, I guess it could just be like a genetic calcium. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I get what you mean. Your body needs extra calcium.
Yeah, which I don't know, because I haven't always liked milk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I love milk. I don't know what it is.
It's all right.
I can sit there and drink a bottle of milk.
But I have a load of tablets, so we got calcium, vitamin D. But I don't know about kids, me. I'm like,
what do you think about the housing situation? I know me and you have discussed this before.
Oh, you mean with this house?
No, in general.
Oh,
like, just what do you think about when you grow up, your actual housing situation? What do you think?
Well, the idea is I get rich as I don't know.
Yeah. I make money, fuck bitches.
Get rich so I can get a nice house. That's literally. And I'll work hard for it. Right? I don't know when it's going to come, and until I can afford a house, I will probably live here.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with, you know.
Yeah, it's great always knowing that you have a house to be at.
I know what you said about like you love the idea of family and everything, you having a family and all that. I just don't know. I don't know yet. I'm not gonna say I don't want kids, because you obviously change your mind on that when you get older, most likely. But
we're still kids ourselves near enough, so it's a big hitter.
Yeah. I don't know though if like I'll just be one of those persons who grows up and doesn't ever really have like a long-term relationship.
One of those persons.
Just like I
Do you
just
think you might like not get married and just live on your own? Is that what you're saying?
well, that's what I'm thinking, because obviously I'm really young and I've never really experienced it properly or anything. But like I have heard a lot of things where there's people who believe that they are just better off not
Alone.
in a relationship.
Hey Google, play Better Off Alone by A1TO.
We'll get copyrighted.
I do get that. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh,
But
I do understand that. Obviously, thoughts like that I
like,
think about. I have thoughts like that sometimes, but
and like
I
I
said
might be
earlier,
one of those people. I might just not, and maybe I'll turn 30 and I'll change my mind. I don't know, but I just think that. I mean, there's so many parents that split up these days. It's
yeah. I am extremely fortunate to have a non-split family.
And where it's fine.
That's like, weird to say, because years ago, it was like it wasn't a thing to split up, was it?
No, because you couldn't. It wasn't easy to get a divorce.
No, and it was like it wasn't right. Like people were like, "No, that's not right to do that."
Yeah, they thought it was like just morally wrong.
The dumb thing at all. Yeah, which I do understand, but if you're not happy,
no, exactly, that's the most important thing. But I just think that for me, my personal situation, I am perfectly fine with my parents being split up. And going between the houses, whatever. Like I go to my dad's like every other weekend, but I go there to sort of see him.
Yeah.
Like I'm very introverted. The reason why I don't like stay there,
explain, because I need to know extrovert, introvert. What does he mean? Because I always get confused by him.
Introvert, you like spending a lot of time with yourself. To yourself.
Extrovert, you like spending time with people.
Yeah, and I like spending time with people.
Did you say you're introvert?
But like more, extroverts will like start like fucking freaking out if they're like on their own, isolated. But I will probably get all a bit claustrophobic. The word if you're around people too much or around the same people too much.
Right.
So I go to my dad's every other weekend for one night, and I basically just sort of like see them all there for that time. And when I'm at my mum's, I spend the majority of the time in my room or out or somewhere else.
Out of the way.
But I'll go and see everyone, just sort of like I might go with my mum shopping, or I might just talk to whoever passing or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's about, in my eyes, it's kind of, I see them all equally.
Right.
Pretty much, because I like spending time on my own. That's basically it. But yeah, but for some people, it's just, a lot of people just really don't, it's a difficult situation. They put their kids in a really difficult situation.
Yeah,
which just
and
isn't fair.
You're lucky with the fact, I'm pretty sure, your parents get on fairly well, don't they, still? Like, all right.
Yeah,
there's no like problems between them. Yeah, which is if it's a really bad, the way like your parents split up and everything goes wrong, that must be hard to deal with.
Definitely.
Being stuck in the middle of it, everything.
So that's why I don't want to have kids, because I don't want to split up with.
Right. Okay.
I just really don't want to do that, and it's the idea of that to me, being the dad. Not like, I'm not saying it's terrible that people do it, because it's not, but like the idea of me doing that would just be awful.
Right, and you wouldn't want to do that.
No, definitely not. That's why I'm kind of scared of it. I don't know. I think I would love living in a house on my own though.
But then the problem would be that you need a social life, and as much as like you can be like, oh yeah, I'll always spend time like go to the pub and stuff. But what happens when the boys grow up and get a family, and you're left? Your boys all end up growing up, and you stay back on your own.
I'll be like the part of the family, you know, where they're like, oh, it's your uncle, whatever, but they're not really.
Oh, will you be uncle? Not
That's me. That's me.
Love that.
Oh my god. Right,
that's great. That Dan.
It's brilliant. Right, should we wrap this here? Just now we finished on this topic. I think that's cool.
Do you have any other topics?
I might do. If you want, we could record one back to back with this if you want.
I thought you meant like, wrap the video here. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine by me. Do we do an outro or do we leave it?
Oh, I don't know. I'll think of a theme song that I can go on I'll go on my keyboard over there and start playing it or whatever. I'll come up with something, and we can because they have like weird intros and outros where they do a song and it's some guy on a guitar or whatever. But yeah, okay, that's the first episode of the sunglasses. Shit, we didn't wear the sunglasses at the start.
Should we record the start bit again with sunglasses on?
No.
Do you want me to go get sunglasses? No. Okay.
Right, okay. That's the Sunglasses Podcast. See you all later. Goodbye.